Assalamu alaikum students. I am Ms. Rubina Ayub from Biology Department, Defense Degree College for Women, DHA, Lahore. Today we will discuss the topic diabetes mellitus and its genetic basis. Diabetes mellitus is a disease which is heritable. That is, it can be passed from one generation to the next. It is because of high levels or elevated levels of glucose in blood that causes heterogeneous, or you can say many types of disorders in our body structures. Before we discuss these disorders, let's discuss pancreas, organ in our body which is responsible for controlling our blood glucose level. Pancreas is an elongated fleshy organ posterior to the stomach. It functions both as an exocrine gland, that is gland with duct, to secrete digestive enzymes. As you can see from the diagram, cells shown purple in color, and as an endocrine ductless gland shown red in color. The endocrine portion of the pancreas makes up about only 1% of the gland. This portion synthesizes, stores, and secretes hormones from clusters of cells called pancreatic islets or islets of Langerhans, shown red in color. Each islet consists of 4 cells: alpha, beta, delta, and F cells. Over here, we are concerned with beta cells, which produce hormone insulin. Roles of insulin hormone. Under normal condition, when glucose concentration in blood is high, such as after a meal, beta cells secrete insulin. Insulin decreases blood glucose levels in a variety of ways, which include: number 1, it promotes the uptake of glucose by the body cells, thus increasing cell utilization of glucose. Number 2, it also promotes uptake of glucose by the liver cells, where excess glucose is converted into glycogen, which is a polysaccharide made by the combination of many glucose molecules. Let's discuss how insulin promotes this uptake of glucose. As you can see from the diagram, insulin binds with the receptor molecule in the plasma membrane of body cells and acts as a key that opens the pores in the plasma membrane of cells for glucose molecules to enter into the cells. Number 3, insulin also stimulates conversion of glucose into lipids and proteins, which in turn reduces glucose levels in blood. Number 4, insulin inhibits breakdown, or you can say hydrolysis, of glycogen in liver and muscle cells. Diabetes mellitus. Failure to produce insulin leads to a condition called diabetes mellitus. What happens in diabetes mellitus? Diabetics are unable to metabolize blood sugar in the body. Metabolize means diabetics are unable to use glucose and break it down in their body cells for getting energy, with the result the cells start starving and increase in hunger of that person results. As you can see from the diagram, without key, that is insulin hormone, pores in the plasma membrane will not open for glucose molecules. Diabetics pass a lot of urine in their urine. Sorry, diabetics pass a lot of glucose in their urine along with useful ions that help in retaining water in the body, resulting in loss of lots of water and dehydration of body cells. For example, dehydration in nerve cells results in the malfunctioning of nervous system. Diabetes is the leading cause of kidney failure. Nephrons of kidney are destroyed by excess glucose in the filtrate. Adult blindness. Excess glucose in blood destroys blood vessels to eyes, thus causes blindness or blurred vision. Number 3. Lower limb amputation. Excess glucose in blood will cause the bacteria to multiply in it, and any infection or wound will not heal quickly, resulting, for example, in lower limb amputation or cutting or removing the infected part of the body. Heart disease. Excess glucose in blood always leads to narrowing of blood vessels, resulting in high blood pressure, that is, returning the blood fastly to the heart, and increase in heartbeat also, thus resulting in heart failure. There are two major types of diabetes mellitus. Type 1 is IDDM or insulin dependent diabetes mellitus. Type 2 or NIDDM is non-insulin dependent diabetes mellitus. Type 1 IDDM or insulin dependent diabetes, also called juvenile diabetes, it occurs before the age of 40. Why is it called insulin dependent diabetes? It arises due to deficiency of insulin hormone from pancreas, due to which glucose cannot enter the body cells, as explained earlier. That is, insulin acts as a key to open pores in the plasma membrane for glucose molecules. Now, type 1 is an autoimmune disorder. The immune system of the body, instead of manufacturing antibodies against foreign bodies, for example, bacteria, virus, it starts producing antibodies against body own cells. The reason for it is that the gene that controls the immune system to work against the foreign bodies only is defected. So, T cells of immune system start destroying the beta cells of pancreas. As a result, pancreas does not produce insulin. Diabetics of type 1 must receive exogenous insulin to survive, that is, from the outside source in the form of injections. Type 2 diabetes mellitus is non insulin dependent diabetes mellitus. It accounts for 90% of all diabetic patients. Or we can say 90% of the diabetic patients are type 2. Why is it called non insulin dependent? The type 2 persons produce endogenous insulin. Endogenous means that is their pancreas produce insulin, but their body cells do not respond to insulin. To open the pores of plasma membrane for glucose molecules to enter into the cells. The body cells become insulin resistant. It occurs before the age of 40. The reason for type 2 diabetes mellitus is obesity. That is, a person being overweight due to the production of large amount of fat in body cells and also increase in adipose tissue that stores extra fat molecules in it. Doctors advise such patients to reduce their weight. That results in decrease in fat molecules in the body cells. And the body cells again become insulin sensitive. Insulin sensitive, that is, again tolerate to take up glucose from blood. MODY, maturity onset diabetes of the young. It is a type 2 diabetes. About 2% to 5% of the type 2 diabetics get the disease early in life, before the age of 25. Now, MODY can be inherited as an autosomal dominant trait. Remember, it is an autosomal dominant trait. That is, its gene is present on autosomal chromosome and not on sex chromosome or X chromosome and behaves dominantly. What are the causes of MODY? About 50% of MODY cases are due to mutation in glucokinase gene. Glucokinase enzyme converts glucose to glucose 6 phosphate in pancreas. So, glucose breakdown cannot be carried out. Although, remember, insulin is produced in the body by pancreas. Result is increase in glucose level in blood and body cells. MODY can be caused by mutation in any of the 4 genes which encode transcription factors. That is, genes involved in manufacturing enzymes required in the making of messenger RNA, and this messenger RNA will make proteins that are required for controlling insulin production are defected. So, insulin gene is not defected, but that controls its production is defected. Let's discuss genetic basis of diabetes mellitus. Insulin gene is located on short arm of chromosome number 11. Polymorphism, that is change in the gene structure, or we can say change in the nucleotides of the change in the number of nucleotides of the gene, or you can say genetic variation within this locus is responsible for diabetes type 1 susceptibility. Now, it has been discovered that diabetes mellitus is multifactorial. That is, now diabetes mellitus is no more due to just a single recessive gene. Rather, it is polygenic. What is polygenic? That is, two or more than two pairs of genes control this trait. Its genes are influenced by the environment. What do you mean influenced by the environment? That is, if you are undergoing through stress situations in your life, or if you are taking a lot of sugar in your diet, then these genes can become defected and result in diabetes mellitus. With this, we come to the end of the topic. Please do give me your feedback. Allah Hafiz.